験を2倍速って敵データ収集捕獲マーク起動。愉快な反撃の時間です。我々はとうに嵐の踏み入った守るべき者のために打ち崩せ。怖くないよ。誰かな。打ち崩せ。誰かな。
It's done. Hypercarry Asta is complete. We're gonna jump into Memory of Chaos 10 here with the most stacked team we can possibly make. This is her build. She's got her skill at level 11, 1 off the max, and if you add up this total multiplier of 6 hits, that's 312% damage. So it's quite a bit. We got her on this mix set because my Lava Forge pieces are pretty doo-doo aside from the flower or helm. I could have squeezed out a bit more damage, like getting to level 80 or get the last fire damage trace, but honestly, I am just so out of resources and I'm not going to spend much more to get her up just a couple percent stronger. So this is pretty much the max Asta that you'll see, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some Asta mains who've crowned everything. But I'm pretty happy with this build. She is quite strong, 18,000 opening damage for using her technique, which is pretty awesome. Just wanted to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Only 6% of you are subscribed. It's going up, but it's still pretty low. I'd appreciate it a lot. Anyway, let's get on with this clear. Unfortunately, these imaginary weavers are not fire weak, so the first wave is kind of painful where we have to slowly whittle them down, and there are 5 enemies. And that's Asta's main weakness, I find, which can be frustrating at times. Her skill, even though it has a pretty high multiplier, it bounces. So it's the same as Welt's skill in a way, because it doesn't hit AoE. It hits a single target, but it's multiple hits, and it's random, so you can't control it. So when there's only one enemy, though, she can pretty much nuke them. It's just, I just wish that there was some AoE part of her kit. But then I remember that she's a Harmony unit, and for some reason she has crit traces. I don't know why she skills with crit, but I'm not going to complain about it. You can definitely make main DPS Asta work. Just, again, it requires so much effort, and you gotta stack all the buffs just to make her deal, like, acceptable damage. Of all the weird builds I've tried so far, like, it seems like Asta might be decent, but this is me putting my all into this. We have an E6 Lucha, and I try to be optimistic with these builds, but this one is a struggle. And I don't know. I think it was still fun, and I enjoyed the entire process and testing her out at different levels, but it doesn't feel as rewarding as when I built Crit Sampo or Crit Pella, for example. I don't know. I still don't regret it though, because I'm definitely planning on trying out even worse builds. Like, Pella's not even, honestly, she's not even that bad. She does pretty well as a hyper carry. When I use Tingyan, we get perma 50 speed uptime, so there are a lot of hidden benefits that I'm not noticing as much, aside from, like, all I'm noticing really is the damage, but what I'm not really taking into account is everyone's at like 200 plus speed, getting like 3 turns per cycle permanently, which is kind of funny. I can just spam the ult. And I was gonna build, like, I'm planning on pretty much maxing every character anyway, so it won't, like, I don't feel like I regret any of this investment, and she'll do some extra damage when I use her regularly as well. And this is where she shines, when there's one target left and she just absolutely destroys them. But yeah, other than that, it's a little painful. This is probably the most ideal fight though, even these 2 targets, because she can break shields really well. You do need a very skill point efficient team though, so funny enough, I put Lucha on 4-piece wind, 4-piece twilight line, so every time he ults, he advances forward 25%. So we're getting as many skill points as possible. Tingyan's also building skill points because Asta's going to be dumping them with her skill, and Bronya as well. So very skill point inefficient team. But I had a good time doing this. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. I set up a poll where I listed out some options. I know I left out some teams for sure, or carries or ideas. We have Hypercarry Bronya at the top by far. If there's any other ones that you want to see, make sure to let me know in the comments down on this video. I'm going to be working on Hypercarry Bronya, so stay tuned for that. I think it'll be really good. Well, I think it'll be really good. She's going to be skill point efficient, so we can actually kind of use sub DPSs to make the turns or make the clears look artificially faster. But I know a lot of people are curious about how much damage a Hypercarry main DPS Bronya can do when she's the main buffer for all of these teams, myself included. I have no idea how much her basics hit when she's super buffed. I've only seen her hit like 1k crits because I have her built with HP and defense. So it should be interesting. Bronya is my favorite character in the game, and I did use my 300 wishes on her. So I'll be really looking forward to making that video. I'm going to be maxing her out anyway, because even if her traces aren't all good, I think it's just part of the completionist in me to do this with all these characters. But that being said, let me know which characters you want to see. I know a lot of you want to see an E6 Lucha Hypercarry as well. I'm not sure why I haven't done it yet, but I can just do that right now. And I have a fully built, well, not fully built, she's only level 60, but it's good enough. Yukong built up, so we should be seeing some pretty crazy damage numbers on Lucha. I think he'll actually be insane. I did some like quick tests with him, and he can hit, if there are 4 or 5 enemies, like 200 plus K alts per turn. And if they're all imaginary weak, I've seen even 300,000. This is in Memory of Chaos, not Simulated Universe, so should be nice. Anyway, I don't think I really talked much about Asta at all. And this always happens, I go off on a tangent, but even despite what I've said about her being difficult to use, again, we are getting so many turns in from perma 50 speed up time that everyone's moving 3 or 4 turns per cycle. So we still get a 4 cycle Memory of Chaos 10 clear. Of course, we do have an E6 Lucha, but Asta is doing by far the majority of the damage being buffed by the Hypercarries. And that should be everything. Thank you so much for watching. And again, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, or else Svarog will